Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft 1.14.4 All the Mods 4 with Nemsun. Welcome back. As you can see, I've just been putting some windows in and working on some interior design and bits and pieces just before it goes dark, and I better make sure that I have sorted something else out. While I was over here putting this window in, I heard a noise. I don't know if we can still hear it. Yeah, I can still hear it. Okay, so out this side. Let's go out here. I don't want to sleep just in case it sets his counter to go away. But there was... He's there at the minute. Like, there was a trader who trades wither skeleton skulls and purification powder. I don't really know what a purification powder is. So let's have a look at the powder. Powder. This is very dangerous of me doing this at night time, isn't it? Purification powder is a couple of daisies and sand for 16. And he wants 24 emeralds for half of that. Joking. But with the skeleton skulls, not so easy to get though, right? But with the skeleton skulls, not so easy to get. Not so easy at all. I did try earlier in the series to get them, but didn't quite manage it. So, let's have a look around. I will show you all of the things that I've been doing storage-wise in a little bit. Today's episode, but I'm kind of starting early because, well, I wanted to buy some wither skeleton skulls, so let's do that. Let's go back out here. My collection of emeralds is pretty good because we've done a lot of mining, so I will. This is also, he's got another tree capacitor. I don't need a tree capacitor with silk touch because I've already got one. I mean, that's well, it needs some mending. I need to get some XP for it to mend it, but that's not it. That's not a thing that I need to worry about, is it? With the skulls, I'm going to buy as many as he will allow. That's 5. And then let him do whatever he's got to do. Keep an eye out for things. Okay, let us buy a brain block of coral. Just because it's something else. Go. Nope. No, it doesn't unlock that. Tree capacitor again, though. I suppose it's only 20. Right, let's do that. Let's buy a second one. I didn't want to, but I think it's the only way to reset his trade. Give him a chance to reset while we look around. Still got a couple of stacks of emeralds. It's good. Oh, it's just taken that off the board as well. So he doesn't have more than 5 wither skeleton skulls on him. And that's it. So I'm not bothered about anything else. That was kind of the reason I was keeping the guy here. To make sure that that was a thing. Now he can wander off invisible to wherever he wants to go. Thank you. And I will carry on decorating and sorting out the inside of my keep. I'll do a quick sleep first though. Morning. Off you go. Find a job. Find a job. Find a job. Right, so... I thought it'd be nice to come out here for a little bit and say hi to everybody. Excuse me. Farmers all going for their morning meeting. The little farmers market. Actually, that's a very small farmers market. Where's the rest of them gone? Aha! They're all coming out of here. So they're kind of making this new area over here where all these beds are and everything, kind of where they have their morning meetings, which is not as intended, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. My farms and everything else look like they're not being tended quite so much. There's a few patches here where they must be doing some work, but the majority of it, I haven't really come and done a harvest for a while. Not done a harvest at all for no reason other than I didn't need to. I didn't need to get the emeralds off them for this sort of stuff. Who are you? Shepherd. A shepherd. When did I put down a shepherdy thing? Is that one of these things here? Oh yeah, of course we've got a loom, so I've got a shepherd off the loom, haven't I? Ah, yeah, I see. So they buy wool and for emeralds. Okay, well, do you shear sheep yourself? Because I had a few sheep. I could probably dye some sheep and do some shearing, but I can't really be bothered. Also, look, cows are a different colour. I don't know what causes cows to be different colours. Possibly the same thing as makes these guys do this. But anyway. What I've been working on inside the keep is more important than what I've not been doing out here. Let's ignore what I've not been doing and let's go on to what I have been doing. I've been working so much inside that I haven't really been looking at the villagers or doing anything in the village for a little while. But what I have been doing is pretty cool in here. So we've kind of got us 4 corners sorted out. 4 corners that look fairly identical. We've got windows out to let some natural daylight in. We've also got this window which has always been here for this little carrot farm, which currently isn't working very well. It doesn't seem to be working properly at all, so I'm going to have to fix all of that. Plant Tech 2 did have an update, so we're going to have to do some update of Plant Tech 2 stuff in the future as well. But what I really wanted to do was try and get this processing sorted out. So from the point of goods coming in on a card, because we're going to end up with the RF Tools builder as a quarry system. But for now, these storage devices and these cards are fairly large, and turtles can interact with them. It's great. And then we take it from there. We take it through the refined storage into all of the different processing parts. So we've got crushers. Currently, the refined storage system has no power. We've got some crushers there, look, doing stuff. And then we've got a crusher there doing some stuff. And then we've got this, which isn't active at the minute, so no power, and electric furnaces. Yeah, so I changed all that around and sorted all that out and made that look nice. Did the similar sort of thing to look the same on this side. We've added these cobblestone pillars since the last time you looked, I think. And then this final like storage, it gets put over here for all of the blocks that are left over to get taken out. And some of that cobblestone gets turned into sand, which gets turned into glass. And that kind of stuff happens in this little processing area here. Cobblestone to sand and glass, and then that gets sent upstairs. On this side, we have a stairwell that goes down, the same old stairwell that we've had before. We just now have it set into an area. So now it's set into this, and it looks part of the floor, as it were, one of the quarters. And then on this side, we've got a stairs going up to the next floor. This is a temporary space for a bed, but it's also stairs going up to that floor as well. So it's got a little stairwell that goes up and through from this floor to that floor and all that, even though I've installed elevators. Because you never know when the elevator blocks may get removed from the game and all of a sudden there's just a hole there that I've got to fill with a bit of wood. So I still need the stairwells. So I've still gone with the stairwells. It also has that more immersive feel to be able to run up and down through the stairs, which is quite nice. I like it. On this floor, we now have the warehouse of odds and ends. So we've got quite a lot of odds and ends in these different chests here, all accessible through a simple storage network. And the simple storage network basically stores all the random stuff, all the junk. I mean, obviously, storage upgrades are not junk. The Eyes of Ender, not junk. The storage drawers, not junk. The bookshelves, not junk. It's not junk. It's stone bricks and bits and pieces, not junk. It's not junk, but it is kind of like a dump stores where I'm not using the stuff in regular crafting. So it's not in the refined storage system. The refined storage system links down, as you can see here, into both the block storage and all of the resources storage. And that's very simply put onto the top of the storage drawer controller, which attaches to all the other storage drawers, which means that all of the stock that's available in those drawers is available up through the refined storage system, and all the blocks and pieces available through these storage drawers are available upstairs as well. Okay, so we've got all that sorted. The problem at the moment, though, is that the refined storage system requires power. And if it doesn't get coal, if it's not getting coal power, then it's not going to generate power, is it? And why is that not generating power to this system now? Is that transmitter taking power instead of that? Is it not enough power? Probably requires more power than it's getting. Is that something? Well, it's doing work. So that is technically working, but is that all running smoothly too much that that's not able to do it? I'm just taking this out. I know I need to work on power today, so maybe that was transmitting power somewhere that we want to get rid of. Yeah, it's more likely to start filling up now, yeah. So obviously that network transmitter takes a lot of power, and I just put it there because I wasn't ready for it. So I just put it up there out the way. So I'll dump it for now. I'll dump it for now. So that goes away. That goes back away. There we go. Right, so now that's operational again. Yes, that should do the main system. So that one coal generator is currently running this and all its arms going downstairs to all of the different areas. We've got, if I take these two out, take these two disk drives out, we've got access to all of the things on the warehouse level. All the things on the warehouse level, and we can put stuff in the warehouse level that's only got a storage location. And then we've got the disks in here, which anything else that I might want to store ends up going onto the disks because they won't go into the storage. So I end up with a bit of junk going in there every now and again, which I just turn around and just dump over into here. That's my system for sorting stuff out right now. So this is now a crafting grid. So you can get just a normal access grid and you can get a crafting grid. And the crafting grid allows me to do most of my work getting things ready in episodes, which is also very good. I had a few bits and pieces down in these, but now I've got a few simple crafting recipes that I use a lot of in these RF tools. And today we're going to be working on some storage for fluids. So I installed over this side, which is where we're going to have our power generation system. Like, this is supposed to be power gen. At the minute, it's very not power gen. Put coal in it, it goes to an RF Tools power system, where this power cell link ID 1 transmits the power to all the other power cells around the system. And I found that I had to do it either connected or down into a battery box, that these cables wouldn't go directly into that. So yeah, these things, yeah. So I've got to reorganize this today. I need some more power, but we've been working on things like we've been working on doing refinery and diesel. Diesel is much better than coal. Diesel is much better than coal. Now, it's not an infinite source of diesel, but we do find a lot of oil. It's not an infinite source of coal, but we do find a lot of it when we're mining. And there's lava as well, so we could get a load of lava power as well. So there's three different fossil fuels, I suppose. There's three different fossil fuels that we can work off: oil, coal, and lava. Mostly they are infinite resources that require gathering. And that's the difference. The gathering, it's not free, it's free. There'll be some solar power at some point that I'll be able to play around with. But for right now, I want to organise this kind of area around here to have a power plant behind here and distribution of power. And then have some kind of storage of liquids in this region as well. There's a fluid system and disk drive. And there's these disks over here that we've been looking at, that create either 64K fluid, 256 fluid, 1024 fluid, and 496 fluid. Quite a lot of stuff goes on into these. The silicon was the biggest thing, so I went to the nether and we went and gathered loads and loads of nether quartz, which I've cooked up a stack. And I've got quartz enriched iron for this as well. Loads of glass, which we'd already processed, and buckets of tons of iron. So we've got lots of that sorted out. The basic processors was the other thing. Basic processors are being processed in this side. That is more iron, redstone, this processor binding, which is slime balls and string, and more silicon. Fortunately for me, that processor binding, one slime ball makes 8. So I'm not too worried about that running out just yet. I don't have to worry about going slime ball hunting for a little while. String we've got plenty of, slime balls we've got plenty of. So there's quite a bit of stock. So I can step into this realm now, where we're going to be making, 4 of those at a time. Can we make 4? No. Can I make 3 even? No. I need glass, I need buckets, I need... Aha! I know what I need. I need some of the quartz iron, which is this way around. Let's get a bunch of that. Throw that into there. Quartz iron, quartz enriched iron. There we go. Let's get 4 of those. Yeah, easy enough. So that's a simple fluid storage, right? And throw that back in there. Then we've got the storage drive, which requires some of that as well, and some redstone. So we'll grab a stack of redstone from in here. Throw that in there. This is how my crafting's going at the minute, just because I'm going to need a lot of this stuff. One of those. No. Quartz enriched runic glass. No, that's not right. Let's put proper glass in there. And let's store that. And then, boom. There we go. That's better. And then the storage housing, and one of these should equal 64K fluid storage. There we go, on a disk drive. And then I'm going to stick that into there. I know this hasn't got power yet, but we're going to have to sort that out another way. Okay, that's a fluid storage drive for the fluid storage. This is actually connected to the system through this, so it should be receiving some power. So I should, in theory, be able to put some fluid into this here. But I'm going to need a fluid import or something like that to start off with, aren't I? So while we've got that, I still need a fluid import. So let's have a look at what fluid imports we've got and exports. We're bound to have something. No. Okay. There's fluid storage blocks as well, which I don't get. Maybe that is something to do with those. Yeah, the uses of these. We can make that fluid storage disk, or fluid storage drop block. I wonder why there's a block. It should be 64K, the same as a disk. Maybe it just requires less materials? No, it doesn't really, does it? It requires more materials to make a block than a disk drive. Maybe because it looks nice. I don't know. But there is no sign of an input-output type thing in there that's going to be for fluid. So we must mean that we have to do something import with a tank attached. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. Tank. We've got a couple of tanks here. Have I got anything in this tank? Doesn't appear to be. Nope. So I'm going to need to get some things into the tanks. That's the first stage. And then we can see if we can import it. So what's the quickest and easiest thing? Water's probably the quickest and easiest thing to put into a tank, and see if I can add that into the setup. So do I have... No. I would like to go and get me oil as well, but just for this purpose, we're going to get yourselves a bucket. I'm just going to go and fill up some water to see if we can import. Because once we know how to import stuff into the system, then we can start messing around with the rest of it, can't we? Say yes, Nemsun. Yes, Nemsun. That's right. Oh, we got another villager over there. Another villager trader. So while we're at it, right, that's gone in. I can fill this up. There's bound to be an infinite water source as well somewhere. Right, there we go. Right, villager, how you doing? What are you? You having a little swim? Are you naval villager? Can I say hi? Oh, what's that? A great plate of eternity. Protection 5, Mending, Unbreaking 5, and Berserker Fury 2 for 40 emeralds. Oh, have I got 40 emeralds on me? No, I don't have any emeralds on me. Okay, well, I'm coming back for you. I'm good. I'm glad we chose water. If we'd chosen one of the other liquids or fluids, we would have been going off in the opposite direction of where we actually wanted to be. Let's get up here quick and let's get that sorted. Okay, so I will be right back with that. Let's get some of this. Let's go and get that chest plate. That looks good. Even though I'm wearing a jetpack, and that's a lot of the time I'm in a jetpack, I still feel like having a big tough set of armor would be pretty good, don't you? That's pretty epic as well, isn't it? Protection 5. Oh, you can swim off now. Thanks. Cheers. Right, so let's see if we can get this in. Okay, I think I found what I'm looking for. A fluid interface. Okay, so it's a machine casing with an importer and an exporter. Right, that makes an interface. So you can import and export through an interface. Right, interfaces are always good. I like interfaces. And then there's a fluid interface, which is a bucket and an advanced processor added. Right, so there's that. And now I'm expecting that would need some fluid getting put into it. So let's get one of these floppers. Floppers. It's probably got like a liquid output of some kind that you should really have, but we'll do this. Let's take this out and pick you up as well. Which one's got stuff in? That one's got water in, that one hasn't, so then I know the difference. Okay, so we have an interface. I'm just putting this down anywhere for now. We'll put this fluid interface there. Okay, so fluid in, fluid out. I'm guessing that I can put that on the top, and then I can put the tank there. And that fluid will naturally go in. Looks like water's going in at 0.1 bucket per tick or something like that. I suppose a speed upgrade or a stack upgrade might do a bit better there. And what have we got in here? Nothing. It's got a 0.1 of a bucket going in there each time. So now we've got 6 buckets of water in there. That was everything that was in there, wasn't it? That was everything that was in there. Let's take that back and have a look at it. Yeah, they're all empty. So there was all of the fluid went through fairly quickly, so that's pretty good. And it goes straight into the import there. Okay, so this has given me an idea for how to link up the refining stuff and the mixing and the stuff that we were thinking about previously with the system. Now, I'm hoping that this interface will also export out into something. How exactly that's going to work, I don't know either. So I'm going to have to figure out how to export from the system as much as I can import now into the system. Okay, so I decided it will start with a little water tower thing going on the top here. Little water tower thing. And I didn't know this about the floppers. The floppers, the fluid hoppers, actually show what's in them, which is pretty cool. So I've been collecting a little bit of stuff. That tank's empty. That tank's got lava in it. So all I'm doing is I'm putting a tank over the top of a flopper, which goes into an interface, and that interface will then receive it and put it into the system. It's not connected yet. That's why it's still in the input side of things. That one contains the oil, so that one can go there. And this one containing water. I'm actually not going to put it onto there because I don't want to fill the system full of water. I will do that when I've got more storage space. And the final tank, I'm just going to dump there because it's empty at the minute. Don't know what other material I'm going to get in, but it just seemed symmetrical to do 4. And that creates us a nice little water tank up on the top here, which we can now have leak down into, or drip down into as it were, into here, so we can put in our machinery in this section. Alright, so this is how we're going to be processing diesel power, it seems. Right, so we've got the refineries, which are supposed to accept oil. We've got to import the oil, right? Now these importers and exporters from refined storage work nicely, so I could export oil. But I chose to go down the route of these fluid interfaces. So we've got oil going out, the flopper going in to the refinery, filling up the refinery, right? And then we've got to make sure that we don't take oil back out again. The problem we've got over here is with this set up as a fluid importer, as soon as I put oil into the refinery empties out. I had the same problem with floppers as well. They automatically empty out. So we've got to blacklist. We've got to blacklist oil. So in that case, that's oil there. That's oil going in there. Can I grab that? I can empty that off there. Okay, that's good. So I'm learning all sorts of new ways to look after the liquids here. So I can do that and get this. Yeah, that leaves a very small amount of oil left. I've almost processed all my oil just by testing this out. So this is importer, blacklist, fluid, oil. And then that is output oil. And then that will sit in the flopper, and the flopper will fill this up as much as possible. I should hope. Okay, it's not working, is it? Blacklist, whitelist. Okay, it looks like I've had to click it again. It's in mode blacklist. Okay, I think maybe that's it. So it's in fluids blacklist mode. That's how it's supposed to work, yes. That will blacklist oil, so oil will not come out of there, which means the oil from all in this area will stay put in there, right? Same with this one. The oil's now filling up nicely. Okay. When the diesel is made, it will produce power, and that power can go up via these wires. Now, believe it or not, that is actually touching. That is fixed into here. The power there comes out of this into that, and then goes through the wire. You can just about see, even though you can see a bounding box, but you can't see any actual like connector. It is actually connected, right? It just doesn't seem to want to be doing it from the top of these things at the minute. First world problems, modded update problems. Right, so that goes into there. Then I've got diesel and ethane. This should then be blacklisting there. This should be then blacklisting fluid oil, which means it should be taking diesel and ethane out. Should be taking ethane and diesel out. But it is not. Whitelist mode takes the oil out. Okay. Importer doesn't take anything out. Am I full up somewhere? Exporter. I'm sure there's got to be a way to import this diesel. Got to find it one way or another. Fluid types, yes. Whitelist mode. I want to whitelist diesel. Let's see if that works. Doesn't seem to. It's all connected to the system. Everything seems to be working nicely. And we've got that going. Filling up nicely, filling this up nicely, not emptying out so nicely. So, fluids, whitelist. Fluids, whitelist. Let's go to the other mode. Is that going to empty out anything there? No, it's just emptied out all the oil. Okay, so very difficult. As you can see, very difficult to figure out how this is supposed to work. So the other way of doing things, fluid interfaces, will have to be a thing because the importer doesn't seem to be doing it. Now, the other thing I could do is I could do external storage. So we get rid of this and we create an external storage, which is liquid or fluids, right? So then it's got a storage space of fluids. Now you can see that the diesel is going down. So it's calling it a storage space, and diesel is going down and getting put into there. Okay, so it's taking diesel that way, which means oil should still go in the top there. So let's try that on this one as well. So what we've got different here, we've got a little bit of oil there. Okay, let's put that on there and make that fluid storage. Right, so that should also start thinking about taking diesel out, but instead it took the oil out. Instead it took the oil out, so we have to blacklist oil, because the oil will have then processed into something else. Oh my days. Can I import from the side? Will that work? Can I import fluids from the side? That's taking all this out, it's importing it now, but will it also import the oil that's supposed to be there as well? You got to think, where's the outputs and where's the inputs on these machines, and obviously they're not in the right places. And now we're going to go and get some more oil to test this out some more. So first issues are just figuring out how to motivate this. See that importer fluid? Is that going to take? That's going to start taking everything out, yeah. So it's taking everything out, but it's taking the oil out as well, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. I need to make sure it doesn't take the oil out. So there's a blacklist function. There's a blacklist function. So blacklisting oil should be the way forwards, right? I can see that it's taking it out the sides, and it's not really taking it out from below, apart from as a storage, which is a pain. But now we've got a fair supply of stuff in here. So I've got to experiment a little bit more. The lava one should be fairly easy, because it's just a simple lava generator with lava going into it. Should be that simple, really, and the power out. So this now has linked and is filling up nicely across the system. So the network isn't using as much as it's producing from diesel. So this is enough right now to keep that going. But I will need to sort out my lava and my coal and also my oil supplies coming in and doing the same sort of things in this area. So this for now is all we've got time for in today's episode. A little bit of refined storage, fluid manipulation. Fluid manipulation that I haven't quite got the hang of yet. There's some subtle issues with the silent mechanics interfacing with the refined storage. That must be some traders. Yeah, we've had a good time with some traders today as well. I had a good few trades. But that is all we've got time for today's episode. Let's hope I can sort out some of these issues in due course. Some of these mods that are being updated, they just don't have the interaction like you would expect. Like output down below, fuel in the back, and items in the top, and all that kind of stuff. So we've got to be careful to work through and figure out what each of these silent mechanisms mods items can actually do. I'm going to have to go and get a load more oil and a load more lava and a load more resources to make sure that I can test everything out and make the most economically sound power system going in this little area. But for right now, it's working, and that means that my ore processing plant can continue. Until next episode, thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to click all the likes and all the things, and I will see you in the next episode very soon. Goodbye.